Hello and a very good day I bid to Dr. Umi Kasum and all of my fellow friends. Today I would like to talk about minimum wage should be increased. In this speech, I would like to persuade each and every one of you on the importance of increasing the minimum wage in Malaysia. With the cost of living continually rising annually, minimum wage must be raised to help workers, especially those in the low-income earners, out of the poverty. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know that according to Department of Statistics Malaysia in 2019, 405,441 households in Malaysia are classified as below the national poverty line. From that, our nation has 27,158 households that are being grouped as hardcore poverty. Is it bad? Yes, definitely. Minimum wage does have significant consequences towards the people. Can you imagine how do you serve your family, giving them enough food on the table every day if your monthly wage is a mere RM1,100? Let's say you and your partner are doing work, and when you sum both wages, it will total up to RM2,200, which is still below the national poverty line of RM2,208. Crazy, isn't it? That is why we should propose to increase the minimum wage. Oh, before that, my name is Haikal and I've studied numerous articles and statistics on the minimum wage in Malaysia and found that it is necessary for us to increase it and the consequences of not doing so. Besides, I've been attending many seminars and also webinars regarding minimum wage for the past few years. As I mentioned earlier, low-income earners are deeply affected by the current minimum wage as they are categorized as poverty. Hence, knowing that minimum wage is crucial issue to the society, so today I will be discussing on why minimum wage should be increased, as firstly it could ease the burden of the targeted income class, and secondly it could make people's life better. My first point is the targeted income class burden when the living cost increase. What is living cost? It is the amount of money needed to sustain a certain standard of living by affording expenses such as housing, food, taxes, and healthcare. According to Tejwan, cost of living keeps on increasing due to the country's inflation. In other words, there is a persistent increase in the average price level of goods and services. Worry not, my friend, the rise won't be more than 10% in a developed country like Malaysia. Next, targeted income class will be able to breathe better. This is as they could serve their family better when it comes to providing food every mealtime, paying their children's education fees, paying house rents or loans, and so forth. For example, Sofan Saadu revealed that he encountered with numerous parents that had financial problems when paying their children's education fees. But what touches him the most was a parent came to him and asked whether she could pay using 100 RM1 notes. Besides, many of the targeted income class face the difficulty to survive in the emerging cost of living. In fact, National Housing Department revealed that 65.8% of the head of households in PPRs, which is a low-cost house built by the government, in nationwide earn below RM2,000. That is more than half, right? Surely, they face the struggle to live their life. See, there are many unfortunate people out there that is highly affected by the minimum wage. Therefore, we could get thousands of people out of their financial struggle when the minimum wage is increased. Moving on to my second point, make people's life better. First of all, currently, Malaysian kids suffer when it comes to getting a sufficient meal on time. Why do I say so? This is as according to the World Bank data, in 2018, Malaysia's rate of stunting among children under 5 was 20.7%, which is more than Palestine and also several African countries. Albeit the overall global childhood stunting rate decreased over the last 20 years, yet Malaysia is against the current. Plus, Malaysia's stunting prevalence has risen back to its 1999 level, and at the same time, goes way beyond the National Plan of Action for Nutrition 2015 to 2025. Secondly, it will make the environment more peaceful. This is it could reduce the crime rates exponentially as people will receive better income. So that means the feeling of desperation will not linger in their head to the point where stealing is an option. According to Department of Statistics Malaysia in 2019, 7 states recorded crime index above the national level, namely Kuala Lumpur, Selangor, Melaka, Johor, Pulau Pinang, Negeri Sembilan, and also Kedah. Hence, this situation needs to be taken solemnly. We should always ensure that the safety of citizens by reducing the crime rates from time to time in order for us to have a better community in our country. In a bigger perspective, this will not only make the citizens feel happier and safer, but it will also bring a positive outcome for the travelers to come and visit our country. Plus, this will also bring benefit towards the government revenue due to an increase in the traveling industry. So we're moving on to the conclusion part. Now we have learned that increasing minimum wage could really is the burden of targeted people, and secondly, make the people's life better. With the price of everything going up, it is truly important for us for a raise in wage. So, raising in minimum wage needs to become mandatory. Nick Hanmer once said, raising in minimum wage a lot across the board would make a big difference. It is not the only thing, but it is an indispensable part of solving the problem. From this saying, it is very clear that raising the minimum wage will make great changes not only for the people, but also for the whole entire economy. That is all from me. Thank you.